Good morning. I am Day of DHB Devotion Health and Beauty Recovery Network. DAA, pronounced Day, are my initials. I am inviting you to walk the recovery journey of hope, renewal, resilience, and self reflections by listening to this podcast of daily affirmations, reflections, devotions, and meditations, which I have found useful while pursuing my own active, intentional recovery and wellness. Remember that you are not alone. Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. March 4th. Weeding the garden. The essence of all growth is a willingness to make a change for the better and then an unremitting willingness to shoulder whatever responsibility this entails. As Bill sees it, page 115. By the time I had reached step 3, I had been freed of my dependence on alcohol, but bitter experience has shown me that continuous sobriety requires continuous effort. Every now and then I pause to take a good look at my progress. More and more of my garden is weeded each time I look. But each time I also find new weeds sprouting where I thought I had made my final pass with the blade. As I head back to get the newly sprouted weed, it's easier when they are young, I take a moment to admire how lush the growing vegetables and flowers are, and my labors are rewarded. My sobriety grows and bears fruit. Fair use. Courage to change, one day at a time in Al-Anon. March 4th. The slogan, "Think," always puzzled me. Wasn't it my stinking thinking that got me into trouble? The meaning of this slogan remained a mystery until I heard a neighbor's child reciting some safety rules he'd learned in school. Stop, look, and listen. Before I get into trouble, before I open my mouth to react or get lost in obsessive analysis of another person's behavior or worrying about the future, I can stop. Then I can look at what is going on and my role in it. Then I can listen for spiritual guidance that will remind me of my options and help me find healthy words and actions. So when something unkind is said to me, I don't automatically have to get into a loud and vicious argument. Instead, I can take a moment to think. I can stop, look, and listen. Then I might be able to engage calmly in the discussion or simply walk away. If I do choose to enter the argument, at least I am now making this decision consciously rather than letting life decide for me. Today's reminder, this day is a beautiful room that's never been seen before. Let me cherish the seconds, minutes, and hours I spend here. Help me to think before I speak and pray before I act. There is a quote from Alateen which reads, "The program helps me gain the freedom to make wise choices that are good for me. I choose to put that freedom to work in my life today." Alateen, a day at a time. Fair use. Just for today, daily meditations for recovering addicts. March 4th. The process. This program has become a part of me. I understand more clearly the things that are happening in my life today. I no longer fight the process. Basic text, page 127. In active addiction, things happen seemingly without rhyme or reason. We just did things, often without knowing why or what the results would be. Life had little value or meaning. The 12-step process gives meaning to our lives. In working the steps, we come to accept both the dark and the bright sides of ourselves. We strip away the denial that kept us from comprehending addiction's effect on us. We honestly examine ourselves, picking out the patterns in our thoughts, our feelings, and our behavior. We gain humility and perspective by fully disclosing ourselves to another human being and seeking to have our shortcomings removed. We develop a working appreciation of our own powerlessness and the strength provided by a power greater than we are. With our enhanced understanding of ourselves, we gain greater insight into and acceptance of others. The 12 steps are the key to a process we call life. In working the steps, they become a part of us, and we become a part of the life around us. Our world is no longer meaningless. We understand more about what happens in our lives today. We no longer fight the process. Today, in working the steps, we live it. Just for today, life is a process. The 12 steps are the key. Today, I will use the steps to participate in that process, understanding and enjoying myself and my recovery. Fair use. Today, Emotions Anonymous, March 4th. Reflection for today. We may talk about love, define love, read books about love, and see movies about love, but still not be loving. One way to start being loving is to love what bothers you. Is there a person who irritates and angers you? Think, I love you and God bless you. Is there someone you resent? Think, I love you and God bless you. Do you fear a person who seems to stand in the way of your good? Let love eliminate the fear. Think, I love you and God bless you. You may at first be thinking, I love you with tight lips and clenched fists. As it gets to be a habit, love takes over and the words truly become meaningful. Meditation for today. May I become more loving and only see your gift of love in the people I meet today. Today I will remember love erases fear, anger, and resentments. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. March 4th. Emotional sobriety. A longtime member of our program, when she was new in recovery, said she felt liberated when her sponsor told her she could walk away from crazy. BRB, page 628. It used to be anything goes in our dysfunctional families. We learned from our parents that it was okay to call each other names and to manipulate through hurtful sarcasm. We didn't learn how to praise each other for our talents or to nurture each other through love and kindness. No wonder emotional sobriety is such a puzzling term when we finally read about it in the Big Red Book. If we work our ACA program by getting a sponsor, working the steps, and doing service, life opens up. we can begin to experience what the program promises: peace and serenity. The dysfunctional situations we've lived through can be likened to watching water drain in the bathtub. There's a whirlpool at the end. In recovery, we learn to identify reoccurring situations that pull us into the current of chaos and keep us stuck. We begin to step away from caustic situations and avoid being sucked back into insanity. We start to make better choices and learn to walk away from crazy. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I practice emotional sobriety and let go of trying to change other people and things. I remain centered in the peacefulness of my ACA program." Devotion, Health, and Beauty Recovery Network Daily Affirmations, Reflections, Devotions, and Meditations. Read by me, Day. Like, share, subscribe, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time.